Well, here at Warsash Sailing Club, my home club, we've got a few more rules and regulations in place now to deal with COVID-19. But the great news is that since the middle of May, we've been getting back out on the water. Now, for me, I've got an RS 400 at the moment, a double-handed dinghy. So the only way I could get afloat was to take my daughter Emmy. The first thing we're encouraged to do on arrival at the club is, of course, to wash our hands. We've heard it many a time already, so we're going to have a quick wash here. And the club have laid this on for everybody, so not only do you wash your hands when you arrive and before you leave, but we can also wipe down any common surfaces, including trolleys and hose pipes and things like that. Now, the clubhouse, that's currently closed, so there's no changing facilities and no toilet facilities, so you need to come down to the club ready to go sailing, and if you need the toilet, you better hope you live nearby. So every club has its own challenges, and here at Warsash, one of the particular challenges we have is the narrow bridge that leads down to the launching ramp and the pontoons. So what the club committee have done is they put a rule in place that limits you to just one person on the bridge at a time, and down on the pontoons it's just 2 dinghies and 2 tenders. Now, they will review that as time goes on, but the absolutely key component right now is to make sure that we maintain social distancing and 2 meters at all times. Another area of obvious congestion and a risk to social distancing is the washdown area after sailing. So only one boat at a time while you're in this area, and of course you always wipe down the taps and the hoses when you've finished. Well, once we get down on the water, things are an awful lot easier. Of course, we're naturally socially distanced whilst we're on the water, but we've now been out, I think, 3 or 4 times since the release of lockdown, and people are starting to want to get involved in a little bit of racing. Well, how can we do that? Well, we're allowed gatherings of up to 6 people at the moment. On the water, we're allowed single-handers, and if you're in a family group, you could sail together in a double-hander. And we're already seeing the makings of a little bit of informal racing. Club members getting together, maybe doing a rabbit run start, or we've got a fixed line start, so we can simply say, you know what, let's go for a sail, let's start at 6:30. We've got some fixed racing marks, race around the marks, you can take your own time, you can even choose to work out the handicaps afterwards if you like to. You could also use Strava, you can just use a clock to time different laps, time runs, all sorts of ways you can have some kind of competitive element without necessarily doing organised club racing. Now, organised club racing will come, but of course that needs a little bit more organisation. Well, when it comes to rescue boat duties, again, every club will have their own philosophy and their own rules. But here at Warsash, they've already canvassed the members, and what we're trying to do is make sure that the rescue boats are crewed by 2 people from within the same family. That will go a long way to making sure we can provide adequate safety cover, and with the right PPE, we can also deal with any incidents as and when they arise. Well, safety at sea is always important, but it's even more important right now with the threat of COVID-19. So please, whenever you take to the water, be considerate of other people and be even more conservative than normal. That way you won't need either the harbour master, the RNLI, or anybody else to come to your assistance.
I need a happy house.
I can't, I don't think that's silly now.
Good.
So how was sailing the 400 with your dad?
I mean, the 400 is a great boat, but Dad's quite bossy and he's getting really slow.